Hello friends, I am Pallavi Khurana and in today's session we are going to discuss about job interviews, importance of interviews, why are interviews conducted and how should candidates prepare themselves to face any interview. Now, why interviews? Why are interviews conducted? Interviews, whether they are telephonic interviews or video interviews, they generally convey attributes that a resume and cover letter cannot. So whatever skills or expertise a candidate mentions in the CV, apart from that, whatever personal attributes that candidate has are actually demonstrated in an interview. So that is the importance of job interview. Whether you have a very good CV or you have good skill set, but your personality traits, your attributes can only be demonstrated through an interview, and that is the reason why interviews are so important. An interview helps demonstrate a candidate's personality and how he presents himself. Maybe a candidate, he is very intellectual, is a genius in his field, but he is not able to present himself well. So interviewers, when they conduct interview, they actually want to see whether the candidate has other personality traits, how his personality is, and whether he can be employed in their organization and how well he can fit in their organization. Now, what are the benefits of the candidate when he appears for an interview? Now, any interview, when you go to some office to go for an interview, actually you come to know about their work culture. It conveys information on workplace culture and how people in an organization treat one another. So, actually you get to know how the organization works, what is the atmosphere and how do people carry on their interpersonal relationships in this organization. So this is again a benefit for the candidate as well, because just by studying the company's website or knowing few people in the company cannot help a candidate understand that actually what type of environment he can have in this organization. Now a candidate learns many things about business and job that they could not from networking or advertisement. Whenever we have any job vacancy, what we can learn through it is whatever skill set they are looking for or the job specification. But the candidate has literally no idea about what the organization is working for, what is its vision. So all these things can be understood when an interviewee goes in for an interview, and he can also ask questions accordingly and know about the organization in a better way. Now screening. Many applicants go through at least 2 rounds of interview per company or organization. So at least 2 rounds means if he has cleared the first round, he will be going to the final round or the second round of the interview, depending on the way the organization works or the recruitment process of the organization. But any candidate generally appears for 2 rounds of an interview. The first interview typically weeds out unsuitable candidates. So it's quite possible that for a job position, there may be suppose 20 CVs. So in the first round, what the recruiters do or the HR people do is they generally weed out the unsuitable candidates. Maybe they have very good CVs, but maybe their personality traits or character doesn't match the company's role which they are looking for. The second interview is more general or geared towards the right person for a job rather than screening out people who do not fit. So among the suitable candidates, now they try to find out the most suitable candidate for the role. Now once we are aware of the recruitment process and we know that what actually goes in for an interview, now actually candidates need to prepare himself well before going for an interview. And when one prepares himself or herself well, that shows in the interview also, because then there is lot of confidence in the person who is well prepared to face the interview. A candidate should bring copies of his resume, cover letter and other application material in an interview. Now, how can a candidate prepare? He can prepare by rehearsing many brainstorming questions and developing answers for the same. So generally, candidates face typical set of questions in an interview. So if he prepares them well, then some more relevant questions can be answered in an interview which he may not have prepared, but still he can manage to frame those answers and answer those well. Finding out information about the company is also very important, and this can be done from the company's website before going for an interview. The candidate should be well aware of whatever the company is doing, whatever its vision, its products, its services, how long it has been in the industry, maybe their turnover and everything he should be well aware of, so that whenever he is asked to ask questions in an interview, he can show or he can demonstrate his knowledge that he has studied the website well and he is well aware of what the company is doing. Now the screening process helps keep the number of applicants down to the most qualified candidate. Now why this screening process is carried out? Because maybe for a position, as I have previously said, there are 20 applications. So maybe all of them seem suitable, all the CVs seem suitable, but then the HR people need to weed out the unsuitable candidates. So screening process actually helps to bring down the suitable applications to the most qualified one. Questions related to the job positions being applied for and traditional job interview questions are generally asked in the screening session. Now about the screening round, the questions asked in this round are generally about personality. So the very common question in this round is about strengths and weaknesses. Now this is a very common habit of candidates that whenever they tell their strengths and weaknesses, they are not their personal strengths, but somewhere they have read the strengths and weaknesses, or maybe they search on the net and then they tell their strengths and weaknesses accordingly. But the best ways and the honest ways to introspect yourself, analyze yourself, find out your strengths and weaknesses. Maybe they want to listen something new strength, new weaknesses, because otherwise even they get bored listening to all those repeated strengths and weaknesses which every candidate has to tell them. So it's better, it's otherwise also very good exercise to introspect yourself, find out your weakness, find out your strength, and then tell them accordingly. While telling your weakness, there is nothing to be shy of, because every person is not ideal, or every person otherwise is also not perfect. Every person has certain strengths and weaknesses, and how well we identify them and what we do to work on them or develop ourselves into a better person actually is what matters, and that is what the organization is looking for. So whenever you are asked about your weakness, it is the best way to tell your previous or maybe some old weakness which you actually worked on and you transformed your weakness into a strength. So this is what they would actually like to listen to. Maybe you can, for an example, you can tell that you had very poor communication skills maybe when you were in the college, and then you worked on them, you tried to overcome your weakness, you did certain self-development exercise, or you sought guidance from some place or some person, and you developed yourself, developed your weakness into a strength. So this is what they would actually like to listen to. So it's not necessary, this is a very common otherwise weakness of telling that I am a very emotional person or sensitive person. Every person is emotional or sensitive, but it's not a weakness, and it's not to be told in the interview, because this will actually work against you. So it's better give them some practical example. Maybe you can tell them that maybe at some time you were very plump, you were obese, and how you worked on it and how you reduced your weight, and whatever you are today is because of your commitment towards fitness, or maybe you worked on it, you worked hard, you sacrificed lot many things to achieve this stage. So this is what they would be actually looking for. They would like to know your grit or commitment about certain thing, your determination. So this can actually help to project your strength through a weakness. So the questions in this category will generally determine the right personality, whether you have the right personality for the job position. Now questions about motivation and frustrations. In this type of questions, candidates are generally given some type of a situational problem which the candidate needs to sort out. Now here you need to act very smartly, use your common sense, and then answer such question, because this will actually demonstrate your character traits, how you develop good interpersonal skills with people around, and how well you will work to manage this conflict or whatever situation you have been given. So generally these situational problems are generally a conflict. They give you some situation that there are two employees having this conflict, but they are working in the same group. They are expected to work together. So how will you sort it out? If you are going for some managerial position interview, this would be a common question. So here you have to project yourself in the best way. Tell them how you handle conflicts. Maybe even if you are out of the conflict, how you manage conflict between your team members, and you can demonstrate your interpersonal skills, your communication skills through this question. Now questions related to the recruitment process. The questions in this category will touch on the candidate's salary expectations and anticipated workloads. Maybe they would be asking you if you are ready to work in shifts, or you are working ready to work for late hours, or maybe your salary expectations or other expectations out of the job. So here again you need to answer very well. You need to frame your answers well in advance to answer such type of questions. If you are not comfortable with night shifts or other shifts or late shifts, then you can frame your answer accordingly. You can give a solid reason why you cannot do this and convince the interviewer accordingly. Now the last part of the screening process, candidates' salary expectations and anticipated workloads. Now here the hiring managers would be actually asking for the expected salary, and also whether the candidate would be willing to work at odd hours or maybe late hours or maybe night shifts. So this is what the hiring managers actually want to know, that how flexible the candidate is about the working hours and also about his salary expectations. Also here in this part, references or availability and willingness to participate in a telephonic interview or video interview is also asked for. Now, by the end of the interview, how should you answer these questions and what is actually expected from you when you are answering this question? No matter what the question is, no matter how the question is framed, only one thing you need to demonstrate is your skills, your compatibility, and how well you can fit into the organization. So how can this be achieved? This can be achieved by keeping in mind few things. These are compatibility with others. You should demonstrate throughout the interview that how compatible you are to work with other people in this organization. Your past accomplishments and struggles and what you have learned from those, and how you can best use them in your current job. Whatever you have learned, you can put in this new job, and your character strengths and weaknesses. So these three things, if you keep in mind, you can answer your questions very well. You can frame your answers accordingly, that you need to demonstrate these three things: your compatibility for the job, your character traits, and also your past accomplishments and struggles and whatever you have learned from those things. Now, this is a very common practice that towards the end of the interview, the interviewer would be generally asking the candidate to ask some questions to them. So at this time, you have to make the best use of this opportunity. Whatever you have read on the company's website, that common questions you are not supposed to ask them, because then these type of questions other candidates would be also asking, because generally today candidates prepare themselves very well. They read the company's website very well and then they work for the interview. But what you need to keep in mind is that every candidate would be asking similar questions whatever they have read on the company's website. So it's always best practice to frame certain questions which are actually not directly relevant to the company's information on the website. So here the candidate can show that he wants to learn more about the company and demonstrate good inquisitiveness about the company, that he wants to know certain things. Maybe he wants to know the vision of the company and how the company plans to realize this vision, what are the forthcoming products of the company, what other things they are going to launch, and any other such relevant questions depending on the industry of the organization. So this was all about job interviews, how to prepare yourself well for the interview, what type of questions would be generally asked, And so this was just an example. Whatever questions were discussed here were generally an example of the other questions. We need to frame our answers accordingly, and also rehearse these answers well at home, so that whenever we work for the interview, we should be well prepared and we have good confidence about ourselves that we are well prepared. And this preparation and this confidence actually shows up in the interview. So this is how one needs to prepare for the job interview. Thank you friends. Thank you so much for being with me here today.